So how many of us have had a warning for being a bit sweary on social media, a post flagged, demand it be taken down? These arbiters of free speech demanding we conform to their sets of rules, and of course we must. They're all private companies with their own codes of conduct, and if we breach those and persist in doing so, we will rightfully get suspended or banned. Of course, how the social media giants choose to monitor these things is another matter. All the different platforms seem to police in very different ways and vary in their strictness. So it's a bit of a minefield when you have a presence across multiple platforms and you have to tailor your content to suit. Facebook, however, have undermined themselves utterly now by permitting people to post death threats against Putin and incite violence towards Russian soldiers and Russian civilians. So first off, this means their rules were clearly only ever in place to suit themselves, because now it suits them to tear them up in regard to Russia. Facebook and Instagram, who they own, like most platforms, are all about making money. So evidently they've either decided they can cash in on this by encouraging people onto the platform to engage in as much hate speech towards Russia as they want, or they're acting as proxies for the US government. They wouldn't have done this otherwise. The rules in place to prevent inciting violence or causing offence are out of the window. Facebook can never again be seen as a voice of reason. Their platforms can never be seen as safe places for people to spend time on. Their authority and credibility as responsible platforms towards their users are utterly shot. The hate genie isn't going back in the bottle now you've let it out. You'll be labelled as hypocrites forever and anon. This action undermines establishing peace. It will encourage more people to do and say stupid things. It is not in any way a helpful move. Most Russian civilians are against the war and have been bravely demonstrating against it. But they're now in the firing line for threats and abuse too. And of course, a great many Russian people living around the world must be wondering if their safety is now being jeopardized. It is irrelevant that Facebook are calling this political expression normally in violation of their code of conduct. It is irrelevant that this only applies to certain countries, since the attitudes they're promoting will spread. Can Yemeni people slag off the Saudis now? Can Palestinians shout death to the IDF? Oh no, silly me, Facebook don't recognise their existence, do they? Shows how dangerous a move this is, though. This is a stupid, incoherently irresponsible move from the biggest social media platform on the planet, and reinforces once again the belief held by many that a small group of people, in this case extremists, have too much control over social media worldwide, power they actually can't be trusted with, and their community guidelines are more to do with political gain than online safety.